Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Davi at Davici, and I do videos on health, beauty and life in Australia. So if you're interested in these types of videos, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, as that would be really amazing. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I maintain a healthy body weight range. I know a lot of people, even my patients, have a lot of difficulty in maintaining a healthy weight or kind of losing weight to get into a healthy weight range. So I hope that this video helps a lot, because I have tips that are mostly diet related but are very realistic and very doable. So if you implement these tips over a long period of time, this may help you in achieving some of your health or your weight goals, possibly in the long term. So I wanted to ask you guys, why do you think it's important to maintain a healthy weight range? After all, it is just a number, and although I do think that it is very important to love yourself no matter what size, what shape you are, weight can be quite a big indicator of how well the rest of your body is doing in terms of its health and its functioning. That being said, weight is just one part of your health. You need to also make sure that the rest of your body is functioning well and keeping healthy. So looking out for things like whether you're getting good sleep, whether you are digesting well and your tummy feels comfortable all the time, whether your poop is good, whether your urination is good, whether your emotions are good, all those things. As you know, everyone is different. Some people find it much more difficult to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight range. Some of it can be attributed to genetic factors, but I am a strong believer that your diet and lifestyle habits are one of the biggest factors that influence this, and they can be carried on from your parents and even your grandparents. I want to say that I am actually really grateful and really lucky to have parents, especially my mom, who is really interested in keeping healthy and keeping well. She really invested a lot of time and energy into helping me to develop healthy lifestyle and diet habits that will serve me for the rest of my life. Now I'm going to share her secrets and her habits and principles that have stuck to me to help me stay healthy and in a good weight range. Despite the fact that I wasn't doing consistent exercise, I wasn't working out at the gym every day, I wasn't doing any crazy diet, these are just the tips that I have actually used. So I hope that this helps with you guys, anyone who is trying to find like healthier habits that may over the long term build up a good relationship with food and also your body. So let's get right into it. One of the biggest tips is to cook at home. Eat homemade food. You don't know what they put in restaurants. Even if they say what ingredients, you don't know whether they are like naturally made in laboratories. Even small things like soy sauce could be chemically made, whereas in good ones are actually fermented from soybeans, so you just don't know. And also restaurants have to make things taste good so that people come back, so you just can't tell whether it is good or not. Home cooked meals, you know exactly what's going inside, and that is one of the biggest key things I think in keeping good health, is to start cooking your own foods. So I'm so grateful for my mom, who has always been cooking me lovely, delicious, healthy home-cooked foods that are of course Korean. Also on that note, I should mention that I am really grateful for having a Korean cultural background, because traditional Korean foods are generally quite healthy. They consist of a lot of warm cooked foods, a lot of whole foods and a lot of vegetables as well. I had 3 proper meals a day. This might not help you specifically if you are trying to lose weight, but for me, I was fine with having 3 proper meals a day. And for breakfast, it was pretty much a similar amount as dinner. I had 1 bowl of rice, 1 bowl of soup sometimes, and a lot of little side dishes. with a mix of veggies and sometimes meat or fish. I had no problem with having 3 meals a day. It didn't make me overweight. One thing different that I could probably recommend is perhaps increasing the amount of protein. The times for the meals are also really important. I generally had breakfast somewhere between 6 to 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Because I've always eaten a proper meal for breakfast, I never had any problems continuing to eat it as I was growing older. But what really helped to work up an appetite, especially in recent months, is the fact that I have been walking in the morning, and that makes me look forward to breakfast because I actually have an appetite for it. Whereas in before, I was fine with eating in the morning, but I didn't really have like the biggest appetite. Also, to have my last meal usually around 5:30, that way that I wouldn't be eating anything after 6 p.m. I would also brush my teeth right after eating dinner so that I wouldn't feel like eating anything and then brushing my teeth again. That is a pro tip. If I ate dinner at 5:30 p.m. and stopped eating by 6 p.m, that meant that I had about 12 hours of not eating anything until breakfast the next morning, and I think that is really helpful for your digestive system because it allows everything to kind of digest and empty before I introduce new foods for the following day. Another great habit that is really easy to implement while you are eating is to focus your whole attention on just eating. So we never had the TV on or the radio on while we were eating. We always just had conversations with each other. We also tried to practice slower eating whenever we could and more chewing if possible to help support the digestive system and not make it overwork. I also grew up with eating minimal bread and minimal dairy as well, which these days they have discovered that there are a lot of problems associated with eating bread, which is usually highly processed, and also dairy as well. It causes trouble in a lot of people. We had minimal fried or greasy food. We had more veggies than meat normally because personally we enjoyed veggies, and also if we did have any meat, it would usually be less hormone fed meat and more kind of like natural or grass fed or like organic meats, those sorts of meats. We didn't have many raw salads. Any veggies we had were always cooked, steamed, boiled, put in stew or soups, which is in Eastern medicine a very important part of a good diet. And also in Korean foods in general, there is a lot of soups or stew-like dishes that are involved, which is really full of a lot of goodness because when you cook something for a long time, all of the good things come out into the soup and then you can drink it even from bones and things. I know bone broth is really popular these days and quite well known to be very nutritional, and it has been a big part of Korean cuisine for a long time. So that is really something I recommend. And of course, minimizing takeouts, therefore increasing home cooked foods, and also reducing any processed foods. We hardly had any processed foods, I think. Same reason why we don't eat out, because you just don't know what's inside and how things are processed in order to make that product. If we did have any fast food or eating out, it was usually maximum once a month. These days sometimes it's a bit more frequent, sometimes it's less frequent, but if we average it out, probably about once a month we were eating out. When we were really healthy, I think we minimized it to probably like once every 2 months or 3 months. In regards to sweets and desserts and things, when I was really young, my parents managed to steer me away from any like sweet foods. But as I entered primary school here in Australia and also high school, I got influenced by what everyone else was eating, and I really personally enjoyed eating sweet foods, and I was a big sweet tooth, so then I would be having about at least one sweet a day. And sugar is very, very addicting. I think that's when I started to kind of develop some bad health symptoms. Following the mainstream is pretty scary. And also, I didn't have any soft drinks or any juice. It was always just water. I think the most important part of maintaining healthy weight range and also good health is to cook at home. Anyone who is out there who really wants to change their life or their health from the root, start cooking at home rather than eating out and buying highly processed food, because that way you know exactly what is going inside your food and what you are putting into your mouth and your tummy. Let me know if you guys have any tips that you would like to tell me that helped you to maintain a healthy weight range. I am going to do a separate video on my current diet at the moment, and specifically for weight loss as well, so keep on a lookout for that one. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys are all staying safe, and I'll see you guys next time.